Let's play a game called Where Have We Lost the Ground Wire? I'm going to use this continuity tester today, show you how to use this. You're watching Taddy Digest. I'm Tad. Let's get started. So I'm working on a York gas package unit, and the board is flashing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 means incorrect polarity or don't have neutral. So is the ground wire hooked up? Yes, it is. Goes in the conduit, comes over here, goes into this box, and there's the ground lug, and it's connected to another ground wire, goes into another box, which I don't know why, but goes into another ground lug, connects to the other ground wire, and that ground wire goes up and through this conduit. So I'm gonna go try to find the breaker, but I have this continuity tester just in case I can't find the breaker. So we'll probably be using this. We should be looking for a 45 amp double pole breaker, right? Because this is 230 volt and this is the max overcurrent protection for this 3.5 ton, 42 3.5 ton, 100,000 BTU gas package unit. And the year is 19, so 2019. So the unit's about 5 years old. Also, we're going to be looking for a red and a black wire, because you can see this used to be a 3-phase unit, I'm sure, and somebody took it out and put in a single-phase unit, and they just jumped out this box, so that's why they put in another disconnect. So this right here is a 3-phase box. This is just single-phase 60 amp non-fused disconnect, right? So red and black wire. Followed the conduit inside. You can see it. It's above the ceiling over there, so you can't see it, but I can see it here coming in, and then it goes across the ceiling and then over to the box where I took off the cover for the electrical panel, and I found the breaker, right? This is the 45 amp breaker, double pole with the black and red wire. And then if you follow it up, it's a, looks like a number 8 wire, and it's an 8-3 with a ground, but you can see the ground wire here. Where does it go? That ground wire goes to this bar right here, and we've got our 3-phase power. Meter is on volts AC, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn this breaker back on, and we're gonna check and see what kind of voltage we got going to that unit, 246. So that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back off, and I'll briefly show you how to use the continuity tester. Now I'm gonna show you how to use the continuity tester. So you never use it on an energized circuit. So I turned the breaker off. I am going to loosen the lugs, take these 2 wires out, and bend them over here, disconnect this piece, right? So let's connect this here and this here. Now we're going to bring this inside. Now I'm going to take and loosen up these lugs on this breaker. That way I can get these wires disconnected. And I should be able to disconnect them now. I'm so glad that he labeled everything and the company installed the right size breaker. Now, turn on this Southwire continuity tester. There you go, good job. Now we're gonna take and connect our red here and our black here. You see how that's beeping? So we have continuity. Link in the description for this tool. It's really nice. I really didn't have to use it today, but I wanted to show you how to use it. Southwire 400/40S continuity tester. So this bar right here connects these 2 bars, right? So if these are connected, I can't just take and splice a wire on here and go to the other bar. There's also a bar down here, but there's nothing connected to it. So I just wonder if maybe this ground somewhere is cut. So I'm going to go ahead and just connect this one to that bar, and we're going to see if this will solve the problem. Connected the wire. I'm going to turn the breaker back on. Let's go outside and check it. I use this larger white wire, and I connected it to the white wire that goes to this box with a wire nut in here. This disconnect should still shut, although I'm going to come back and take this disconnect out and put in one disconnect. So now let's see. Oh crap, still flashing the code. That's great. Well, let's figure it out. So here's where the LB comes into the back of that box. This is where the main power comes into that box, but it's going around the building. Let me go to the other side and see where it goes. Conduit comes all the way around and goes to this box, and then this box goes to the meter base, right? So the meter base comes in from the weatherhead down, and it feeds this box and feeds the other box. So I'm going to open this box now, because you can see we do have a ground rod. So we got a ground, 3-phase switch, and the ground is connected, or neutral, or whatever you want to call it. No more red light. We've got a green light. Let me tie the W and R together, the red and white wire, and let's test the heating real quick, make sure that it doesn't pop back up, and I'm going to show you what I did to solve the problem. Tying the red and the white wire together, or jumping the red and white together. Solid red, and then a flash, slow flash, which is good. Inducer motor comes on, pressure switch closes. All right, so it's working. Now let me show you what I did. All I did to fix the problem was I swapped the red and the black wire. That's it. That's all I did, red and black. Now with 3-phase, I've had to do this a lot in the field, especially on a new startup. You know, you have to swap 2 of the legs because maybe the fan's spinning backwards or the compressor. I've had to do this on gas furnaces. On gas furnaces, I've had polarity issues where I swap the white and the black, and that fixed the issue, and it took the code flashing away. That disappeared, and then it would operate normally. I have never done this before, where I've swapped the 2 wires at the breaker, because 230 volt, you would think that if it's single phase, which it is derived from the 3-phase though, so that may be where I'm having my issue. But I got a good ground. I just had to swap the 2 wires. Now, if you go back and you watch the first of the video where I show you those 2 wires, you'll see that the black was on the top lug and the red was on the bottom. And right now, let me show you. See, red is on top, black is on bottom. Yeah. So, man, that's unbelievable. I mean, I've just never done this before, or I've never had this issue. I would think it would just be a ground issue, but it wasn't. It was a polarity issue, and this box was just replaced. But I'm thinking it's just because it's taking its power from the 3-phase. So that's why. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to put the cover back on. All right, so now we're going to do a test, right? Do we have to swap it at the breaker, or could I have just swapped it here? And I want you to see this, because I want you to know what to do if you ever run into this issue. So just pull the power for the unit. Now I'm going to take the white and the black, and I'm going to make sure you use your meter to check power before you do this. Just be careful. I don't want anybody to get hurt out there. So here we go. Swapped it, tighten it. One hand on the camera, one hand on the flathead screwdriver. Now, it's swapped. Disconnect. Back in. Now, Walk back over. We had a green flash for a second. We've got a green flash. Green flash. Red flash, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. 9. Wow. So you see that. You see that. 230 volt, single phase unit, polarity issue. Pull the power. Swap it again. This should be very helpful for some of you out there. Black. White, get in there. Okay. Tightening it up. Oops. Got to be careful not to strip those screws. All right. Back in. Let me know if you've dealt with this in the field. Let me know what brand. Well, we got green light. Green light, green light, green light. I think the second or third flash, it turned red. It is no longer red. Can you have a problem with polarity with 230 volt single phase? Yes, absolutely. And then the flash code 9 means incorrect polarity or don't have neutral. So it's not just on gas furnaces, it's gas package units as well. This is a gas furnace, and right now if you take and you close the switch that sends the power to the board, you can see it's blinking a certain amount of times. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, what does that mean? If you look right here, it says number 10 means polarity, line voltage 115 VAC, volts AC, polarity reversed, right? So if I take my little alligator clamp here and I take the R and the W and I jump them, nothing happens, right? I'm trying to give it a call for heating, nothing happens. So no call for heating's happening. I'm gonna unplug the power, then see where my power comes in. See where this black goes to blue, white goes to brown? I'm gonna take these wire nuts loose, and then I'm gonna put, instead of black going to blue, I'm gonna take black to brown this time. And I'm just gonna reverse the polarity. This is 120 volts, because that's what gas furnaces use to power them, right? 120 volts, and usually it's a single pole breaker, 15 or a 20 amp single pole breaker is what they use. So now instead of blue going to black, brown going to white, I just swapped the wires, and now we're going to plug it back in right here. Now I'm going to take this alligator clamp off. Now close my switch, send power to my furnace. Do you see it blinking? No, it's not blinking now. Take a look. See? No blinking. Now we're going to take the call from R to W. Inducer motor comes on. So now it's going into the heating cycle. So if you have this in the field, all you have to do is swap the wires. Today I had to do that with the gas package unit, and it was very unusual because this is what I'm used to. If you've never had this situation happen, then this should help you in the field to be able to figure it out. I wanted to include this in the video today.